Hello, remember me? I'm Jiminy Cricket, and I'm going to tell you the story of Pinocchio, which you can follow in your book word for word. Now, a cricket can chirp, and every time I chirp this very special chirp, that's the signal to turn the page. Understand? Now listen. Once there was a kindly woodcarver named Geppetto, who lived with Figaro, his cat, and Cleo, his goldfish. Geppetto had no children, but oh, how he wanted a little boy. One night, Geppetto started carving a piece of wood. And the first thing he knew, he had a little boy. Not a real boy, of course, but a little wooden boy, a puppet.
I'll call him Pinocchio.
Pinocchio was only made of wood, but already Geppetto was very happy. Did you turn the page? Fine. 9 o'clock, time for bed. All of a sudden...
Look, Figaro, look. The wishing star is in the sky. Starlight, star bright, I wish I might have the wish I make tonight. Figaro, you know what I wished? I wished that my little Pinocchio might be a real boy.
And with that, they all went to bed. Now, I saw all of this because I was living on the hearth before the fireplace in Geppetto's house. And I thought to myself, when you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. When I finished, the wishing star grew brighter and brighter. And then into the room came a blue fairy.
Good Geppetto, you deserve to have your wish come true. And you, Pinocchio, little puppet made of pine, wake. The gift of life is thine.
Huh? Me? What, I can move and talk and walk. I'm alive. I'm a real boy.
Not yet, Pinocchio, but prove yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish, and someday you will be a real boy. And you, Jiminy Cricket?
Who, me?
You will be Pinocchio's conscience.
Well, don't I get a gold badge or something?
If you're a good conscience, yes.
Oh, gosh. Now listen, Pinocchio. Anytime you need me, give a little whistle, like this.
Like this?
That's right. I'm your conscience, and you must always let your conscience be your guide. The next morning, Geppetto saw that his wish had come true, and he was very, very happy.
Pinocchio, my little boy. Come, say hello to Figaro, the cat.
Hello, Figaro.
And Cleo, the goldfish.
Hello, Cleo.
And now, off to school. An apple for your teacher, a school book for you. Goodbye, son.
Goodbye, Father.
Well, I was still asleep, and right away Pinocchio ran into trouble. Down the road to school was a sly old fox named J. Worthington Foulfellow. And a bad old cat named Gideon.
Gideon, look, a little wooden boy, a puppet without strings. We'd be rich if we sold him to Stromboli, the owner of the puppet show. Oh, little boy.
Me?
Come here, little boy. I want to talk to you.
Just about then, I woke up. I rushed out looking for Pinocchio, but I was too late. Some conscience I was. By the time I reached Pinocchio, they had talked him into playing hooky.
School is a waste of time, my boy. You belong in the puppet show, right, Gideon?
Me, an actor?
Of course, you'll be rich and famous, right, Gideon? Right, Pinocchio?
Right, Mr. J. Worthington Foulfellow.
Hi, diddle-dee-dee, an actor's life for me. You ride around in a coach and four you stop and buy out a candy store.
With clothes that come from the finest shop with lots of peanuts and candy pop.
Hi, diddle-dee-dee, an actor's life for me.
They sold him to Stromboli, and Pinocchio was a big hit because he was a puppet without strings. But that night, Pinocchio couldn't go home, for Stromboli locked him in a birdcage. Suddenly, Pinocchio remembered me. He whistled and I came running. But I couldn't help. The lock on the birdcage was stuck. Then the wishing star began to shine in the sky. It was the Blue Fairy.
Pinocchio, did you go to school?
Yes.
Hey, Pinocchio, your nose.
Huh?
Pinocchio had told a lie, and his nose grew longer. He told another. And another. His nose grew so long, a bird made her nest at the end of it.
Pinocchio, a lie grows till it's plain as the nose on your face.
Please, Blue Fairy, I'll never lie again.
I'll forgive you this once. But remember, you'll never turn into a real boy unless you're good.
The Blue Fairy waved her wand, and Pinocchio's nose grew small again. Then the cage disappeared, and he was free. In Geppetto's house, dinner was ready. Geppetto was hungry. Figaro was hungry. And Cleo was hungry. But they wouldn't eat until Pinocchio returned. Finally, Geppetto said,
Pinocchio must be lost. Let's go find him.
Just then, Pinocchio and I were heading home. Now, Pinocchio, I said before, whenever you get into trouble, just whistle.
I'll remember, Jiminy.
It's easy, Pinocchio. When you get in trouble and you don't know what to do, give a little whistle. Give a little whistle. When you meet temptation and the urge is very strong, give a little whistle. Give a little whistle. Not just a little squeak. Pucker up and blow. And if your whistle's weak, yell.
Jiminy Cricket!
Right. Take the straight and narrow path. And if you start to slide, give a little whistle. Give a little whistle. And always let your conscience be your guide. Pinocchio started to run home and soon was way ahead of me. But before he reached Geppetto's house, he ran right into J. Worthington Foulfellow. And Gideon.
Pinocchio, you did a wonderful job in Stromboli's puppet show. You deserve a reward. A trip to Pleasure Island. Right, Gideon? Right, Pinocchio?
Right, I guess, Mr. J. Worthington Foulfellow.
Pleasure Island? Uh-oh. That's where bad boys go and where they can break windows, throw mud, and chop up furniture. It sounded like a lot of fun to Pinocchio, so off he went. But Pinocchio soon found out the terrible things that happen to boys who go to Pleasure Island.
Oh, gosh! My ears, they're turning into a donkey's ears. And I'm growing a tail. Jiminy! Jiminy, help! Get me off Pleasure Island before I turn into a real donkey. Jiminy Cricket!
Well, lucky for Pinocchio, I followed him to Pleasure Island. I heard his whistle. I grabbed his hand and yelled, "Run, Pinocchio, run!" So we ran and ran, right off of the island, dove into the water and swam. And swam. We got to dry land and ran some more. And finally, we reached Geppetto's house.
Father, where are you?
He's not here, Pinocchio. This note says your father and Figaro and Cleo, too, went to look for you and were swallowed by Monstro the whale.
Then we must save them. Quick, to the bottom of the sea.
Now, into the sea we went. Suddenly, there was Monstro the whale. Monstro took one look at us and swallowed hard. And we were swept into his belly.
Father, it's Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, my son. Oh, your ears.
Yes, I have donkey's ears and a donkey's tail, but I'm not all donkey yet.
It doesn't matter. Now we'll live together forever. You and Figaro and Cleo and me, forever in the belly of the whale.
But we can get out if we make Monstro sneeze. Why, he'll sneeze us out.
An excellent idea.
Geppetto built a fire and made a lot of smoke, which tickled Monstro's nose. And then... Monstro sneezed, and we were swept out of the whale's belly into the sea. Pinocchio helped his father and Figaro and Cleo swim to shore. At last we were safe, all except Pinocchio. Poor Pinocchio. It was too much for him, and now he lay face down in the water, not even moving.
My boy. My brave little boy.
Geppetto was very sad and carried Pinocchio home and laid him down on the bed. And once again the wishing star up in the sky grew bright. The blue fairy had returned.
Pinocchio, you've proved yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish in saving your father from Monstro the whale. Awake, Pinocchio, you're no longer a wooden puppet. You're a real boy.
Huh? Father, look, my donkey's ears and tail, they're gone, and I'm a real boy.
Well, everybody celebrated. I did, too, 'cause the blue fairy gave me a badge, a gold badge, and on it were the words Official Conscience. Geppetto was so happy. Now he had a real son. His wish had come true. Like a bolt out of the blue, suddenly it comes in view. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Goodbye.